I'm going to break this one down, the XL version. We're going to install it in the Defender, and we'll get started with mounting up some of the grips right now. All right, today what I wanted to share with everyone was our underseat gun rack gear mounts. These are adjustable plates that work on the underside of your seats. So here is our standard. This is the center seat for the Can-Am Defender. This will work in the front of a single cab or the rear of a max cab. And then today what we're officially launching is the XL version. So the XL is ultimately the same pattern for your gun mounts with a little additional MOLLE to store extra gear on. And this is designed for any of the passenger seats. So on a single cab it would be the passenger, or on a max cab it will work either driver or passenger side. The slotted design here is actually set up specifically for the Kolpin Ratcheting Rhino Grips, but it will work with virtually any other gun mount that's on the market. So you have a lot of adjustability up or down. You can center mount these, which we'll show you here in just a few minutes. We'll mock one of these up with some gun mounts. And then these also have our flex grip straps. And the flex grip straps are just a universal strap to secure gear, kind of keep things from bouncing around and just, you know, easy access to loose gear. So with that said, I'm going to break this one down, the XL version. We're going to install it in the Defender, and we'll get started with mounting up some of the grips right now. All right, so now we're going to mock up the gun mount plate with two gun mounts. We're going to use one of the Kolpin Rhino grips, and then we're also going to use this ATV Tech that has an extension arm on it, just to kind of give you an idea of different configurations that you can do. So to get started, let's go ahead and take off this flex grip strap and set it aside. And the easiest way to start here with your Rhino grip is there's a pin that runs all the way through the neck of the Rhino grip if you haven't installed one before. So if you just kind of pinch the two on the bottom, you're going to release that pin, and then the neck will just slide off of the base. And that's just probably going to be the fastest way to start getting this set up. So what you'll need to determine is just what the best position is for you. So I just mount everything a little bit loose to start with, and then from there kind of finalize the adjustment. So we'll probably go just almost to the top here on this one, and we'll get our hardware started through. The nice thing about these Kolpin grips is it's very easy to just release your rifle out of there with the push button release. And with the design of our panel, it's just 4 screws to take off of either side, which we'll show you here on the install. That if you wanted to kind of replace out some of your mounting solutions here, you just wanted to run some gear, it doesn't take very long. The hardware that we're using allows for easy on and off out of your Defender. All right, so now we'll move on to the ATV Tech version. Same kind of concept here. It's just got the 4 mounting holes. And again, with the unique design that we have, it's set up specifically, like we mentioned, for the Rhino grip. This is more of a common spacing here. And you can run this in virtually any one of these patterns here on the plate. We'll just match this one up with the Kolpin and make this kind of an even setup on this one. All right, so now that we have both base plates installed where we want on the plate, It's just a matter of mounting up the actual mount itself to its base plate. So with the Kolpin, you'll just slip this over. There's some teeth here on the back that kind of key it in. So we'll just lock this one in, and then you'll make sure to put the key, or the locking pin I should say, on the top side here where the push button is. So that one's locked in. And then on this ATV Tech, it also has just some teeth here on the back of it that help key it in on whatever position you want to mount this. We'll just kind of go about this height here. And it has a threaded lock knob. We'll just tighten that down. So that is the setup. Now let's go install it in the Defender, and we'll show you some of the different configurations with some rifles set up in there. All right, so here we are back in the Defender. We've got our plate and our gun racks all set up. We're just gonna put this out of the way. Just to touch base on a few things on the install. Included will also be the L brackets that'll already have pre-installed rivet nuts. But what you will need to do on the bottom side of the seat, there's gonna be 4 dimpled holes. This is gonna be the same on the passenger seat or the center seat. You'll drill the holes out, and then you'll install the rivet nuts. We have available our riv nut tool. Basically, this is going to go in your drill, and then you're going to use a 14mm wrench to hold the nut. This will insert into the hole, and with pressure applied, it will squish this insert into the back of this panel here, which gives it the threaded insert, essentially. So since we've already done this, we're going to kind of bypass this step. We have another video showing that in more detail. We'll go ahead and get our other L bracket mounted here on the outside edge. You're just going to use a 4mm hex key. And I would recommend making sure that your brackets are pushed in as much as possible, just to give you enough clearance. It is a snug fit, just to make sure that things are not moving around on the trail. Get this last one installed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the plate, and we're going to start with the top 2 holes here. So go ahead and line up the plate on the L brackets. You may have to, just like I said, kind of maneuver that on there. It's a snug fit. All right, get this positioned where it needs to go. So we'll get that one started, and then we'll move over here to the passenger side. Now on these top 2, you don't need to tighten these all the way down yet, because we're going to actually get the adjustment on the plate just where you want it. So just get them started, get them snug, just enough to do the bottom 2. Now on the kit, you're going to have, in the hardware, you're going to have some nylon washers. This is for the bottom 2, so that as you're adjusting the plate, it just kind of helps from scarring the powder coat for long term. Once we get these kind of cinched down, this is where we're going to start making the final adjustment on where we want the plate to sit. So it can sit flush with the seat bottom. You can pull this out and have it sit more perpendicular to the floor, or you can rake this back a little bit, and you'll see that set up here in just a second with some rifles mounted in here. So let's just say we want to run this kind of more perpendicular to the floor. We'll go ahead and get the rest of these tightened down. All right, so now that we have everything secure, one last thing to show you is our seat lock. What the seat lock does is it helps prevent the seat bottoms from falling forward. So these will actually just mount here into the seat bracket, and it prevents those from falling forward. There's a lot of additional weight here. So if you did want to ride with this up and you didn't have your rifles in, the tendency is the seat would want to fall. So you just take your seat lock, These can be used on inside, outside, on either side of the seat bracket, and it just helps keep the seat, as mentioned, from falling forward. That is our under seat gun rack gear mounts. We have the center seat, the XL version. Both are available on our website. Feel free to message us or call us. Thanks for stopping by.